Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE, the 6:30 a.m. edition, the bottom of the hour. Glad you joined me with more exciting news about your second stimulus check and stimulus package, third stimulus check and third stimulus package. As more data is coming from Wall Street, COVID-19 cases going through the roof, twists and turns about the presidential elections and the Senate race, and the push is underway to get all those checks up to date and get ready for more checks as well. We're so excited, and I'm here, and this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE. It's 6:30 on the East Coast, and I'm here on the West Coast. And boy, what a day it's going to be. Ground troops are on the grounds to push for the final presidential vote. The Biden and Trump campaign have them on the ground. The question is how many? I'll have that detail for you in a second. Go to the French channel, subscribe, because we're going to get through this pandemic together and we're going to get our feet on the ground. And in this video, I have some really exciting news for you, so you're going to be excited. Also, like this video. If you're new to Early Mornings LALATE, it's sort of the lighthearted, easy to go broadcast of this channel, keeping it easy breezy in an early morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, I'm here, you're here, and the coffee's brewing. It's going to be a great day. If you missed the broadcast right before this, the 6 a.m. broadcast, I have it in the link above. In this broadcast, I'll be going over a lot of great stuff, but the thing you got to remember is that it's an instant premiere. Oh my goodness. If you've not tuned into Early Mornings LALATE, it's an instant premiere. At 6:30 when this video premieres, you can live chat on the ride. On the ride is a live chat. It features a live chat and a super chat function where you can chat with your Purple Power buddies. You can chat about me, and you can chat about Joe, you chat about Donald, you can chat about anyone you want. It's a great, exciting feature to start your new day, and it allows you to see your same friends every morning. The thing I like about it is community. So it's sort of like waking up to having breakfast with the same people every morning. Tell your friends to come on in every early mornings here on LALATE and join the chat. It's a lot of fun, lots of love, and a lot of information. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news overnight is that Biden and Trump are pushing like nobody can push at all, with disputes as to whether they're using foot people on the ground or not. This is the people that would normally go door to door. Certainly with COVID-19, how many of them are using people on the floor, ground, and how many are not? And where are the battleground states, and how could this determine your stimulus checks? Overnight, it looks like the same states, which I've been reporting for a while, that could ultimately determine the fate of your second stimulus check are still too close to call. Those include Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia. Now, I will likely add in there Texas and Alaska. Those two states are dead heats, and Alaska has just been too hard to predict. But in Pennsylvania, Republicans have seen an uptick in voter registration and massive on-the-ground operations. Richard Walters, the chief of staff of the Republican National Committee, says where the ground games matter is where the vote is won on the margins. At some point, we don't believe that advertising is effective because of the diminishing returns. We believe that on certain turnaround models, the ground game will be what makes the difference. The Biden campaign told news overnight that it does have about 3,500 people on the ground, as many as Trump, but is using virtual phone and text messaging instead. Will that be the difference, that they're doing too much virtual and not the traditional way because of COVID? Michael Gwynn, the Deputy Rapid Response Director for the Biden campaign, says we built a massive organization program that have millions of meaningful conversations with voters online, over the phone, and safe, socially distanced in-person events in a way that meets their respect and public health. The proof that our approach is working is in the pudding. Democrats are putting in record numbers and votes that can make it clear to distinguish the Trump campaign. Interesting. We shall see whether or not that's true or incorrect. The important thing to understand as you start the new day is that you're owed not just first, not just second, but soon third stimulus. The number of COVID-19 cases we will see reported today, but Dr. Scott Gottlieb, who's the former head of the FDA, is predicting 100,000 new cases for today and 100,000 for yesterday. We don't have the number yet. It was 90,000 on Thursday. With those type of numbers, you're going to start hearing me refer to it as either third stimulus or lockdown stimulus. What's important to understand as you sit here today is that no Republican and no Democrat has written anything to provide you stimulus if you go back on lockdown. All they are talking about is stimulus from March to now, which is when you were really coming out of lockdown. Understand the first, it's really, I would say it's more May to now. The first stimulus package was to provide coverage for you during the first stimulus lockdown. When the pandemic hit, you were supposed to get stimulus to cover you March, April, May, and what they didn't do is pay you for April, May, but that stimulus package spanned from March for a few months. As we understood that the virus was going to continue and was much more potent than we ever thought, then Congress went back into session and figured out, okay, we need a second stimulus package. Now that people are sort of coming out of lockdown, they're getting back to normal slowly, we need stimulus relief. And that stimulus package is the second stimulus package, which is what everyone always talks about so much. Here is the big problem. The second stimulus package, its provisions run out in generally December. Some of them go into early January, but they generally expire in December. Well, hello, that's a month away. Why are you giving me a stimulus package now in November, October 30th, October 31st, which is for a package for 1 month that's set to expire? What is that? Now, certain people in Congress say, well, it'll be retroactive, but what they mean is it'll be retroactive to September. Okay, but that still doesn't answer what's going to happen to me when January comes around. When late December comes around, I'm on lockdown. I'm on lockdown in January. I'm locked down in February. Where is the lockdown stimulus? Where is the check as I'm locked in my house? I don't have a place of work. My place of work is closed. Where is my stimulus check for that period of time? And that's what you call third stimulus. The use of the terms are not particularly clear yet, but Wall Street has been co-signing this argument all week long. Wall Street was concerned initially about second stimulus, that businesses were reopened, they weren't getting enough money, they weren't making enough money in their operations, but they were operating. Now Wall Street's concerned about businesses being closed because of a lockdown and not being given money for that lockdown, which is not written anywhere in these second stimulus packages. And that's why there's a lot of money owed. So let's go over how much money you're owed. Let's literally go over the numbers right now. It's early morning, but you don't need a pen and paper. You can just, count it out with the bacon. It's like one bacon leg, but you can just sit back and just sort of get a general sense of how much money you're owed. First, the first stimulus package, you were owed stimulus checks, FPUC, and hazard pay. What did you get? You got no hazard pay. Okay, so frontline workers, check one for that. You need some hazard pay for that first stimulus package period. Second, the FPUC people, did you get the FPUC? Yes, that generally did work correctly. The stimulus check, well, if you're an adult dependent, if you're a minor dependent, you can get a stimulus check at all. Check, need one of those. Everyone else, well, you got one stimulus check for a 3-month period. Okay, well, we might let it slide, but you're so far 2 checks behind for everyone except dependents, where you're 3 checks behind. So then when we came out of the lockdown, we started talking about second stimulus check and second stimulus package. So then we were about, what was May to now. Okay, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Oh, wow, that's 7 months. Okay, so 7 months, how many stimulus checks are you going to give us? 1? No. Yeah, really? 1? No. Who gives people 7 months of over a 7-month period 1 stimulus check? It's just crazy. But crazy's not done yet. I have more crazy for you. FPUC. How much FPUC are you owed? Well, ironically, the FPUC expired late July. So the new FPUC should start in August, right? No? No? So both of the programs don't, both the Republicans and Democrats don't want to start FPUC in the month of August. So what, I'm supposed to lose, what is that, 600 times 4 weeks, $2,400? Yeah? I'm supposed to lose $2,400? What's going on here? Okay, first I'm not getting my stimulus checks for these 6 months, 7 months. Now I'm not getting my $2,400. You're just throwing away August. Like we're not supposed to acknowledge August even existed. Okay, well, at least you're paying my hazard pay. Oh, you're not paying my hazard pay in the second stimulus package yet? Okay, I see we're having a lot of problems going so far. Well, then let me see what's going on in the news. So this in the same breath, you're warning me that I may go on lockdown in December, which means I can't go to my place of work. I can't make a living. I can't provide food for my kids. Okay, so you're going to give me stimulus checks for the lockdown. You're going to write, you've written a bill for December, which is really only 30 days away. You've written a bill to prepare me for the lockdowns in December and January and February, right? Oh, you haven't? Okay. We're not doing so good, are we here? Well, how many stimulus checks do you vision us to have for December, January, and February? None? How much FPUC? Haven't thought of that? Oh, okay. How much has it been? Oh, so everything's a big no. With that, you see the problem we have here today, which is that Congress isn't thinking about anything. All they're thinking about is press releases, trashing each other, trash talking, attitudes, and more. And what's important to understand is at some point, this really gets bad quickly. It gets bad in a lot of different ways. It gets bad because people won't have money to live on, but it'll get bad for businesses. It'll get bad for families. It'll get bad across the board. And what's important to understand is that it hasn't happened yet. And that's where Purple Power comes in. The spirit of this channel, the spirit of the Purple Power, and the spirit of Early Mornings LA is getting everything right the first time so we don't do it wrong later on. You know, who wants to burn the bacon and then have to rebake it and we have to refry it later on? Let's not burn the bacon. Let's actually get this right. So Purple Power, you need to go on social media today. You need to tweet this video. You need to share this video on Facebook. You need to share other videos of this channel on Facebook and tag the politicians. Use the hashtag Seats for Stimulus, MSC, executive orders. And then the Purple Power Caucus, make it loud and make it clear that you want to be part of the discussion on checks. Hashtag Purple Power check. Hashtag Purple Power FPUC if you want to be part of the discussion on unemployment benefits. And finally, hashtag Purple Power Hazard Pay. What's the discussion? The discussion is coming to an agreement about where the dollar amount should really land. And when you do that, when you're on social media and you're pushing, you're saying, hey, this is how much money we need. What are you doing talking about we need to provide a certain amount of money to schools. If the schools are locked down, why are we providing money to schools? You're talking about fixing the highways. Why are we fixing the highways? If we're on lockdown, we're not driving. So it's just like, this just doesn't fit. It's not really correct. We need to get the discussion correct. And that's what Purple Power does. Get it correct, get it done, and get it right. With that, then you start to see those discussions on social media. You need to hashtag all the time and then look for other people's hashtags. You go into the top of the search bar on your social media platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. All these hashtags work on all the platforms, and search and see who else is tweeting hashtag Purple Power FPUC. Who else is tweeting hashtag Purple Power Hazard Pay? And then see what they're saying. And if you like it, retweet it. If you like it, send them a message back. Say, I like what you just said. And suddenly you have a discourse. You grow the community. That's what's called growing a grassroots effort. It's important to understand as we start Saturday, just days before the election, that I do not want you to sit back and say, I'll just wait and see what happens. I'll just, wait and see and just hopefully, I'll just wait and see. Oh no, that's not what's going to get you anywhere because these people have already played that game with you once before. They put you on lockdown and didn't give you stimulus checks for all the times you're on lockdown. Well, guess what? This time they can do it again. In fact, they can do it worse. They can just say, go on lockdown and, figure out how to pay for it yourself. We're going on vacation. Thank you for paying for our salaries and with your taxes. I really appreciate it. See you next time when we come back for vacation for another 4 days in session. I mean, that's basically what they could set you up for. So it's just like, oh, no, we're not doing that. We're getting around it and we're focusing and refocusing. And with that, FPUC, you're owed all these months of FPUC from July all the way up to the present, and you can't stop FPUC in January. Who stops FPUC in January? I mean, is the pandemic going away in January? Why would FPUC stop in January? It makes no sense. Then you need to extend the weeks of UI and PUA and further out, and then hazard pay. I mean, it's just like, when are you going to start paying some darn hazard pay? You haven't paid a penny for hazard pay. You take it out, you put it in. You take it out, you put it into the bill. It's time to get it back in. With that, go to the Funds channel, subscribe. We're going to get through all this together. There's a lot of stuff developing today, and we're going to figure it out and get through it and get your feet financially on the floor and financially stable. Also, like this video. Coming up next is Mornings LALATE at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in LA for more.